sign checking in. Yeah. Let's get in here. Um, man, oof. Hey man, look. What's happening, Day Deal? What's happening? What's happening? What's good? We good. We good. Ready to learn now, most definitely. What's happening, y'all? With your boy, I'm glad y'all migrated and everything like that because we got a lot of haters and everything. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of haters. We got a lot of agents who don't like what we be doing. We be coming, enlightening the people. We be waking up the youth. We be doing all of this type of good things, and it's gonna be agents of chaos who don't like this type of stuff, and they gonna want to try to pull you off. You know what I'm saying? You say, now this is my real platform. I feel. They gonna want to try to pull you off and get you banned and silence you and all these things like that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let them win. You can't let them win. So you know what I'm saying? This is why I tell my people always have you really are a speaker or a stepper of knowledge. Make sure you can do this and everything like that. So now he's said this shit don't make any damn sense. It's too damn childish. They'll be alright. Because what they don't know is YouTube my main platform anyway. You know what I'm saying? I just needed TikTok to build it up to reach more people. And as I reach more people gonna keep coming over here and we're gonna continue growing as a brand, Signs for the Conscious Mind, you feel me? So now, what people are mad about is about agents, okay? Agents has always been around since the beginning of time. Agents have always been around. Their descendants is around. Their grandfather was an agent. Their ancestors was an agent. You know what I'm saying? And it's just inside of their bloodline to cause chaos amongst the community. Okay? We are in duality. Okay? You can't have good without bad, and you can't have bad without good. You feel me? So we are in this world of duality. All right? So if we have a group of people that's trying to wake up other individuals, then you're gonna have a group of people who wants to keep people asleep. You want to keep people distracted. You want to keep people entertained instead of enlightened. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of those people is getting mad because people starting to catch on. They starting to see it and everything like that. And like I said, man, a lot of folks be flipping up on you. A lot of folks be learning, going off and using it as they points and everything like that, and come back and disrespect you and everything like that. But hey man, it is what it is. So this is what we call the Agent Smith effect. All right, we call this the Agent Smith effect. All right, there's a lot of NPCs inside this matrix. All right, a lot of chaos agents. All right, they don't want people to know about the Mississippian culture that got ethnicity. They don't want people to know how to do their census records and how to track their census records and all that type of stuff. And then you're gonna have people who's jealous. Oh, come on. Yeah, we back. My tablet died on me. Tablet died on me, but we back though. What's happening? It's your boy Signs Up for the Conscious Mind checking in. You already know what it is when I come across your feed page. Stop, tap in, dope gems, dope historical facts. You heard me? My tablet died on me, but we back. So now, what we gonna be talking about? We gonna be talking about some real information. So we just gonna recover everything that we just covered. I'm gonna cut the TV down. So before we was rudely interrupted by agents and trolls. So if these people can't tell you what an Athabascan is, if these people can't tell you what a Huguenot really is, if these people can't tell you what slave ship they stepped off of, then these people don't know nothing about history. These people are not qualified to talk about history. These people don't know nothing. These folks just want people to cater to their idealism and their Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? That's all they want. They think this shit is a game. They think it's funny. They think it's entertainment. They don't care about none of this shit. They just here to cause chaos. But for me and my people, we already love learning. We already connecting dots. And for those who like it, man, y'all in the right place. Signs Up for the Conscious Mind. You heard me? So what we have been covering for the past, I think, a couple of months now. Get some light in here. We've been covering the Athabascans. We've been covering the interior Indians, the Alaskan natives. We done ran down their ancient ancestry in Eurasia and Northeast Asia, and the Eurasians and the Northeast Asians had kids. They had kids. The kids became the so-called first people of America, which is just the first immigrants of America. They landed, they crossed over in Alaska. Some of them went to Canada. Some of them went down the coast of California. Some went to New Mexico. Some went to the western part of Mexico. Some even made their way to Florida and Georgia and everything else like that. Okay. Now, at the same time, while all of that was going on, because it was different waves of it happening, you had your so-called Moors coming in. Now, the word Moor is an exonym. An exonym is a word that is a word or a term that is used out in public, but it's not really the term that they use within the confines of their own area, which they call something else. So this is where you get the so-called Moors coming in. But the Moors, what people don't know is that the Moors can be racially and ethnicity or ethnically anything. A Moor can be racially and ethnically any fucking thing. They can even be mixed. They could be white, they can be black, they could be orange, they could be purple, they can be Asians, they can be Turks, they could be Europeans, they can be anything. This is what an exonym is. The word Navajo is also an exonym. Hey, my man's on replay, man. You feel me? But look, and Navajo is another exonym. These people call themselves Navajo in public and on social platforms and stuff like that. But when they get into the confines of their own little powwows and own little communities, they don't call themselves Navajos. They call themselves the Dane or Diane, D-I-N-E or D-E-N-E. And when you research what the Danes and the Dianes are, it's going to link you back. It's going to take you to the Eskimos and the Alaskan natives. And then when you research the Athabascans, then the Athabascans is where the Navajo and the Apache come from. The Athabascans are literally a mixture of Eurasians and Northeast Asians that came together, had kids, and they became your first immigrants to even reach America. This is why they call the first people or the first ones here. If you are the first one here, that means you had to be coming from somewhere to be first anywhere. versus people that's already here. You know what I'm saying? So there's two types. You got people that's already here from the soil, and then you had your very first immigrants with an S coming over. Because when you look at the Athabascans and the Alaskan natives and the Eurasians and the Northeast Asians and all that type of stuff, you're gonna start getting into Caucasians. Okay? The Caucasians came over here because they followed the Athabascans or their children. They all was one. They all was one. This is why they all one now. This is why they look, man, they side by side still to this day, because they both came over here at the same time. This is why you'll find some Caucasians that be like, I was always in America. I'm American patriot. That's because of that shit. Them and the Northeast Asians and their mixed children who we know now as Alaskan natives, they all came over here together. One big happy family. And they all infiltrated as they came over here. This is why you can find Athabascans inside the Seminoles. This is why you can find Athabascans in the Kitawa. This is why you can find Athabascans in Choctaw and Chickasaw and all these other tribes, the Natchez Indians. You can find Athabascans down there in the West Indies. These would be your Mongolian type of people that we keep saying, your Siberians and shit, who are also mixed with Caucasians. And they mixed a long time ago. So when these people was coming over here to America, they was already the fuck mixed. They was already mixed when they came over here. So when people be talking about this purity and pure and all this type of shit, stop lying. Stop lying. Some of y'all don't even know this type of information. This is why y'all fight and combat it, because y'all elders ain't never tell you no shit like this. Your elders got you walking around thinking that y'all from the fucking soil, when y'all elders even know where y'all came from. And that information that I just gave y'all, I got that literally from an Alaskan Native community website. I got this shit literally from an Alaskan Native community website. You can find it. The Alaskan Community Native website literally says Athabascans, the Danes, the Apaches, and Navajos come from these people. And these people were one of many Eskimos or Alaskan natives or Caucasian mixed Eurasians to leave Alaska and start populating the South of America. They even went down to South America and some more shit. This is where you get this phenotype. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Go look at what an Athabascan is in your off time. Real talk. Write it down if you need help, remember it. But in your off time, look up what an Athabascan look like. And then take that picture, sit it to the side, and go look at what a Florida Seminole look like. The ones that they show you. And then take that picture and put it to the side and go down to South America and type in South American Native Americans. Because it's the key words is Native Americans, right? So, because it says American Indians or Alaskan Natives, as in Native Americans, all right? So now, go research that. They all look the fucking same. And then when you come back to TikTok and shit, look at these people that's calling you Wabos. Look at the people calling you Wabos. Look at the people calling you Pretendians. Look at all of them. Most of them ain't mixed with Spaniard. I'm trying to tell you, that's a whole deflect. That's a deflect. The Spaniards ain't even come till later on, right along with the British and all the other Anglo-Saxons. But these Anglo-Saxons mixed with the Northeast Asians to create your so-called Native American, so-called first people to come over here. It happened both ways. Just like Angel Island and Ellis Island was bringing in Ashkenazis one end and Ashkenazis on the other end. For real. Better peep game. Better peep game. What's happening, Stuart? What's happening, Chief Peanut Day Dealer in the building? What's happening, Dave, Mr. Drew? What's happening, everybody? Hold on, let me catch up in the comments. Lady Meme in the building. What's happening, Cameron? I'm glad everybody over here finding in the building. Bass got books. You feel me? Shout out to everybody that's over here, man. Kimmy, what's happening? Yup. They dealer. Yup. That's how you spell it at the Baskins. Yup. Yup. Most definitely. So these people was over here. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, Jay? So these people was over here. Okay? These people, oh, hold on, because TikTok ain't gonna let me do this, so I gotta do it one time. Hold on, do it one time. But said this civic, you know, TikTok ain't gonna let you do no shit like this. But anyways, so now, just put a pin inside that history fact. Just get real deep with the psychology and everything else. Because a lot of folks don't understand the psychology and the experiment part of this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of NPCs and a lot of Agent Smiths in the world. Okay? So while you got these people infiltrating, and we going to war all these years, just fast forward, just get to the 900s. Because the 1900s, what's happening though? Because the 1900s is very important. Yeah, all that stuff in history is important, but the 1900s is very important. Why is the 1900s so important? The 1900s is real important. Why is the 1900s important? The 1900s is important because that was the start. That was the start. That was the start of psychological warfare. That was the start of brainwashing the masses. That was the start of silent weapons for quiet wars. That was the start of propaganda. That was the start of MK Ultra. That was the start of social engineering. That was the start of Tavistock Institute and all this type of stuff. That was the start of everything. This why it's important. This why we tell y'all cannot come to us with no Rothschild indoctrination shit. You can't come to us talking about no out of Africa eugenics. You can't come and talk to us about what we found in our family. You can't, because it don't fit. And we know where it came from. And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. Everybody claiming how they so pro-black and they got all this information and they just these good people and all this type of stuff and information, but ain't nobody tell y'all that these people learned how to extract melanin from you in 1910. They learned how to extract melanin out of you in 1910, and they've been studying it ever since, and they still studying it and using it now on technology and shit. Your cell phone, your microwave, your refrigerator, your TV, your tablet, your computer, your cars with the computer systems in it, your debit card, all this type of shit got melanin in it. They coat the rocket ships and they coat rockets and nukes and all this type of shit off of melanin. But folks on TikTok say, Los don't teach people nothing. Nah, y'all don't listen because y'all ignorant. Y'all ignorant as fuck. Y'all too busy trying to prove people wrong instead of proving people right. Instead of y'all let y'all hatred for people blind y'all judgment for real information. I ain't got time for agents of chaos. Okay? Because I do this for the youth. I do this for my people. So they learned how to extract your melanin in 1910. You know what else that they was doing in 1910 while they was extracting your melanin? They was performing MK Ultra on you. They was taking the kids, melanated kids, and they was doing experiments of MK Ultra, looking for a truth serum. So now you extracting melanin and you're brainwashing people. Okay, cool. What else? What else they doing around this time of the 1900s? While they experimenting on you and they extracting your melanin, what else they doing? They creating television. The CIA is creating Hollywood. They starting their propaganda. Okay? They doing all this simultaneously. All this simultaneously, right? Okay? All right. What's the strongest propaganda tool at the United States disposal? Motion pictures, the media. This is why every time you look at a cowboy and Indian movie, you see an Athabaskan. You don't see you. You used to see you, but they stopped putting you inside these shows. You start seeing the Athabaskan. You start seeing all these Eskimos and Alaskan natives playing the poster face of all indigenous people around the world, brainwashing people, putting you inside a transportation narrative. And people believing it, and at the same time they giving you roots, and they changing history, and they destroying artifacts, and they digging up mummies and all this other shit. Right under your noses. Right under your noses. Appreciate that. Shout out to my mods. See, I'm gonna catch up in the comments. I remember when the Cowboys shows would come on that natives was melanin. Then all of a sudden they got lighter. Most definitely, Smitty. Illiteracy is on high. Hey, it is what it is. We're doing great, learning together, most definitely. Kimmy, what's happening? So many things going on at the same time. Yup. Reconstructed and fabricators. Man, look, and a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that. People don't understand the psychological warfare that was put on everybody. And that's the problem. That's the wrench in everything. That's the wrench in everything right there. That's the wrench. People don't understand the psychological aspect of the shit in the 1900s. You know, and I understand. You know, folks want to understand the history aspect and their family and all that. Yeah, I get that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Smooth. But you also got to understand the propaganda and the psyops and the social engineering and the COINTELPROs and all this other stuff that was placed after the ethnocide to make sure you don't wake back up. Because after they ethnocided you, after they put you to sleep and everything else, they had to put in play a psychological barrier to keep you from waking up. So they put up this psychological barrier of spells and propaganda and social engineering to now we're playing into social construct so much, which is just somebody else's idea, you know what I'm saying, that's been agreed upon by the elites. And people don't understand that type of shit. They don't understand white and black is a social construct, which is a social construction. People don't understand that organized religion is a social construct or a social construction. People don't understand a lot of this stuff. People don't understand that certain things in science and certain things in math and certain things linguistic wise are social construct or social constructed. which is just an idea that was agreed upon by the majority of the elites, because you ain't have no say so. You just woke up and start calling your ass black because they called you black. You woke up and start calling your ass white because they called you white. You wake up and start calling your ass Latino and Hispanic because that's what they call you, and that's what you gotta feel like to play this damn matrix and shit like that. This is what you do. You play a part in this race social construct, and then turn around and get mad about racism. When will racism stop? When everybody stop playing into the social construct of it. Duh. The moment you stop playing that whole white shit, the moment you stop playing that black shit, the moment you stop playing that Latino and Hispanic shit, and you come together as tribes and nations that your ancestors left you, racism dies. Racism dies. And this is the beautiful thing that I love about my people that's waking up to this information, that's teaching this type of information. Because we the only ones that's thinking outside the box. Pan-Africans still want you to be a fucking slave off a boat, but they can't tell you how to find your African ancestry, and they can't find their African ancestry at all. But the ship laws exist of the people that was documented on it, but need nobody trying to find that shit. Native Americans want you to continue to be in the slave as well, because they own slaves. And when I say Native Americans, I'm talking about these Alaskan natives. These Athabascans are the ones that own slaves. Why? Because they are the children of the Caucasians and the Northeast Asians. But that Caucasian in them is the reason why they had slaves. That Caucasian in them is the reason why that they play into this white supremacy. That Caucasian in them is the reason why that they say all this Jim Crow stereotype bullshit to them. I'm trying to tell you, you pull back some of those hoods back then, it's gonna be a motherfucker that be calling you a wabo up under that bitch. I'm telling you. So who you think helped them catch you? I told y'all, go look up who was the first police. Go look up who was the first police. It's going to be an Athabascan. First slave catchers. The reason why you don't know too much about Native American history of these Athabascans that I'm talking about is because a lot of them helped. A lot of them helped ethnicize you. It didn't just stop at, we used to own slaves. It don't stop there. They used to torture. They helped with the lynchings. They helped with the ethnocide. They helped stealing your land. They helped the invaders and the immigrants come over here to overthrow you, Mississippians. That's documented. And all you got to do is listen to what people not saying. Listen to them. Listen to them. Slave catchers. Slave catchers. They sure was. They call them scouts. There you, yeah, Smitty scouts, yes. Such as your Boy Scouts, such as your Girl Scouts. Do y'all know where Boy and Girl Scouts actually come from in history? You want to know why when you become a Boy Scout, they teach you how to tie all these fancy little knots. Some of them look like a... Come on, man. Y'all better peep gang. Let me catch up any comments, though. Yeah, it feels like the whole world was part of the trickology. Yeah, the whole world was. Everybody got tricked. MK Ultra 1.0, man. Look, most definitely thought. Literal magic hypnosis. Yup, hypnosis. The world is hypnotized. Everybody was part of the trickology. Everybody was part of the trickology. They had to brainwash Mississippian culture. They had to brainwash America first before they can brainwash the rest of the world, because a lot of the old and ancient things is right here in America. And I'm not talking about the United States. I'm talking about America, from the top of Canada to the bottom of South America, to the West Indies, and to the East Indies. I'm talking about America. They don't tell you how big America is. People keep running around talking Africa is bigger than America. No, it's not. North and South Africa is still on one landmass. America so big that North and South America had to become two damn continents. How big is America? And and then we had to cut that off and turn that to Canada. But they want you to believe that Africa is bigger. They want you to believe Africa is bigger though. They want you to believe everything that we did, that we do, comes from Africa. Nobody in Africa do what the fuck we do. They trying to be like us. How y'all can look at us and say the shit we do is African when Africans is trying to be like us and do the shit we do? Obviously because the shit we do ain't over there. Because they would have already been doing it. You cannot show me an African Michael Jordan. You cannot show me an African Michael Jackson. You can't. Where is Africa's Tupac? Huh? Where is Africa's Louis Armstrong? And I'm not taking no jabs at Africa because they got a beautiful culture and shit like that, but it's not ours. And we don't do what they do. And we not trying to appropriate what they do like the Pan-Africans do. The only thing African that Pan-Africans do is wear the damn Kofi little red, yellow shit stripe. Them niggas don't do shit else African. Them niggas ain't trying to teach nobody no languages. Them niggas ain't trying to expose hidden African history. Everybody talk about where Europe came from Europa. Ain't nobody tell the history of Europa. Ain't nobody talking about Queen Sheba. Ain't nobody talking about King Solomon. Ain't nobody talking about the Zulu Nation. Ain't nobody talking about what happened in Cape Verde. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about Zimbabwe. Nobody haven't said shit about Madagascar. Nobody has taught nobody nothing. Pan-Africanism been around since W.E.B. Du Bois, and niggas still don't know shit about Africa. Pan-Africanism is dead. And we are mummifying that bitch. You talking about how the hell you have something out that long and people still don't know shit about Africa? Now, one African is teaching you shit. And Africans was over here. When Pan-Africanism got started, Africans was over here. Hey, now one of them decided to join Pan-Africanism and teach you shit. None of them. You ain't even have an African teacher to teach you African studies and culture. You got some old white man in there teaching you about African studies. Pan-Africanism is dead. Ain't no more fighting in that. Until you can prove the fact that you came from an African slave, you should not be speaking. They get mad when we ask them the same questions they ask us, we ask them back and they get mad. What tribe you come from? What language you speak? What ship they came off of? What ancestors of yours that led you to the conclusion that you guys came from Africa off a boat? Can't nobody say nothing. Everybody quiet. Then they get to disrespecting you. Then they start going around this whole bush about out of Africa, and they start, nah, we ain't asking that. We asking, who is your ancestor in your own bloodline that you have linked yourself to Africa to? Well, my brother, you know that history is lost. No, it's not. The Dutch East India Company have their ship logs, and you can go and search and see if your ancestor is on there. The Dutch West India Company have the ship logs, and you can go there to see if you find your family. The British East India Company, the British West India Company, the African Royal Company, the Virginia Company. You have insurance companies back then because you had to put insurance on your property and cargo just in case you lost it, or it ran away, or something happened to it. There's trails Hell, you even got the Ellis Island book that's still open. That you can even see if your ancestors came off of there if they was an African. You don't see it though. You don't see it. You don't see it at all. Saying that's some bullish. And they start looking crazy in the face and start talking all slow, man. Yeah, they do. They get to talking all crazy, but they don't know nothing about nothing. They just regurgitating what they heard some other dark-skinned Pan-African told them in some other books. You ain't not even looking in Africa for the sources. If I was a Pan-African, I would be trying to get African books. I would be going to Africa to see what books they have. I ain't see nobody yet. Instead, what I do see on TikTok, I see Pan-Africans hosting live and baiting in two different Africans to watch them beef against each other. That's counterproductive. But people mad at Los though. People mad at Los and reporting my page though because I'm keeping it too real. I'm keeping it too real. I'm keeping it too real with it. It's a native erasure, native erasure. Ain't nobody native erasure. Shout out to a troll over here. We on YouTube, that shit don't fly. Native erasure. Oh well, the fuck? If you was permanent, you cannot be erased. If you was permanent, you cannot be erased. If you was permanent, you cannot be erased. And I just ran down who the Athabascans was. So that's native exposure. Nobody wants to be native. Nobody wants to be a Native American. Josh do. Josh want to be a Native American. I don't. I don't care to be a Native. I don't care about no benefits. I don't care about no BIA. I don't care about none of that shit. I care about the history of my people being told right and correct. And if nobody else gonna tell it, I'ma tell it. And I'm gonna always tell it. And can't nobody stop me from speaking on this Mississippian culture and my ancestors. You can't stop me. You can't stop me if you tried. I'm in the streets teaching folks. I'm on the platforms teaching folks. I'm over the phones and DMs. I'm giving, man, look, you can't stop this. And it ain't just me. Man, it's thousands of us teaching this information because it's our story. Whether you like it or not, this is our story. You feel me? You can call it what you want. You can call us a cult. You can call us whatever you want. I don't care. That shit don't bother me. You can call us whatever you want in the book. That shit do not bother me at all. But we gonna keep rolling with the show though. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, a lot of people don't understand silent weapons for quiet wars and psychological warfare and social engineering. They don't know none of that shit. But be the same people that try to say, I ain't educated. You right, I'm not indoctrinated. I'm not indoctrinated at all. You right. The fuck? Having a degree don't mean nothing. I can walk down the street and show you a nigga with a Harvard degree and he's working in Dollar General. A degree don't mean shit. What's that at Ohio? They say they go off oral history, but our oral history don't count or it's being acknowledged. Right. Hypocrites. Hypocrites. They be like, oral history. And then we'll be like, okay, well, our family got some oral history. No, that's family history. That's the same shit as oral history. What the fuck? Who orally told you your history? My parents, my grandfathers. Okay, nigga, the same shit with us. No. Your people lying. No, why my people got? Why your people ain't lying? Why your people ain't lying? How you know your motherfucking people ain't lying? If you are mixed with the Caucasian race, you are known liars, nigga. You are children of the one of the greatest liars on the face of this earth, nigga. How you gonna say we lying? What? We lying? Hell no, y'all lying. And I already told y'all who these folks was. Remember what I'm telling y'all. We saying Russia, we saying Siberians, we saying Caucasians, we saying all this, right? Here's how we gonna link it all in together. Here's how we gonna link it all in together. Ashkenazis. We gonna let it sit right there. That's how we gonna link it right there. Ashkenazis, baby. You feel me? Because it's a bad boy for life, man. Look, said I ain't going nowhere. Man, look, I played the telephone game on school on how the story changes. He said Shreveport, Louisiana in here. They been lying up. They're the ones doing trickology. They got the hair, skin tone of their whole white daddy that gave them tribal cards. Right. These boys, look, people got the nerve to fix their lips to say that we are mixed with more YT than them when they got the skin and the hair of the YT man. This is the type of insanity and delusion that we're dealing with on these platforms. This is the delusion that we dealing with on these platforms. People's well, you guys are mixed with white. Then what are you mixed with? Because you're actually white. If we going off of lookership, you guys are mixed with white. Then what are you mixed with? Because you're actually white. Crazy, right? Crazy. Craziness, man. Craziness. I cannot make this shit up, man. I cannot make this shit up, bro. Degree only say that you've been recognized to regurgitate somebody's. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. And it's clearly documented. It's clearly documented too. It's clearly documented. Hold on. It's clearly documented that Walter Plecker reclassified the Indians, the Virginia Indians now. And when I say Virginia, Virginia was a large territorial mass, and it was a Virginia company. He reclassified the Virginia Indians as colored. Now, when you look in history, who was the only people drinking from colored water fountains? Bruh, some of this shit is so black and white. Some of this shit is so black and white. Some of this shit is so black and white, bruh. Walter Plecker reclassified the Indians to colored. Only us drinking from colored water fountains. Only us going to colored bathrooms. Only us being called colored people. We're marching for colored people. Colored people, colored people. We the only ones. Everybody else want to play that. Everybody are persons of color. Why? I ain't never seen nobody else drink from the same water fountain as my grandmama. And my grandmama do not remember none of y'all sipping from the same water fountain as her. She's from Mississippi. We talking about heart of Jim Crow. We talking about the heart of Jim Crow. My grandmama do not remember none of y'all sipping from no colored water fountain with her. It was only us. Walter Pecker reclassified the American Indians as colored. And we the only ones drinking from colored water fountains, using colored bathrooms, sitting on the back, the bus, coloreds only. And people got the, and on top of that, great grandmama birth certificate say colored on that motherfucker. And people, what? Are we reading the same thing? Are we reading the same Racial Integrity Act? Are we reading the same Racial Integrity Act? Huh? Man, come on, bro. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. But you got these agents sitting on these apps fighting against the information that's gonna help generations to come. You got people sitting on these platforms with my picture on the back of it, which is a dope picture. I'm glad he picked that picture. You know, he got my good side. I'm looking good on that picture too. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking good on his background. You know what I'm saying? But you got people putting my pictures up on their background. Talking all this shit. Are you really an American Indian? First you say you Hebrew. First you say you Moor and all that. Well, I have a complex, multifaceted ancestry as well. I've never said I was 100% pure Indian. And everybody else can vouch for me because they've been listening and learning to me for 3 years. I've never said that. I gave a shout out to all my ancestors, and I always do a shout out to my Irish ancestors. My whole last name is Irish. Dooley, which literally means dark-skinned hero or a blacksmith. Is what it means. Got a whole family crest and everything that come with it. And I tell you that, and I told you that, I told everybody the story of how my Irish ancestors landed in Haiti and they mixed with my Taino ancestors to create my, 10th great grandmother. And then from there, they were still having babies. And then they left Haiti and they came to South Carolina, Hilton Head. You know what I'm saying? Then the Geechee got mixed in there in my family. And then my Irish ancestor, Solomon Dooley. Because I tell names and show pictures too. I ain't got shit to hide. I got plenty of videos of that. You know what I'm saying? Then my ancestor, Solomon Dooley, who was a melanated Irishman. And it's documented. It's documented. You know what I'm saying? He left South Carolina and he moved to the 3rd Ward, New Orleans. Y'all might know it as the Magnolia Projects. He moved to the 3rd Ward, New Orleans. And then he moved to Shreveport. There's some doolies out there in Shreveport too, like Hurricane Chris and all them. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. Oh, I know my ancestry. And I done showed people the census records of my Moorish ancestor too. His name is up there. He's a Turkish and German Moor. And right there, for his classification, Moor. So if you was a Moor, it'll say it on the census record as well too. I also got a video on my TikTok page that showed y'all my Hebrew ancestor too. It got Hebrew on that motherfucker, but here's the thing, it got Hebrew, parentheses, Native American. I done showed people that too. I got a video on that too. So if you was really doing your due diligence and going through my videos and watching my page and all that, instead of trying to watch my page to find a fault so you can be right to come over here to make an ass of yourself, because I know that you're an agent and you're doing agent things as I'm speaking and as I've been showing people since Sunday since Sunday when it popped off. Since Sunday when it popped off, from Sunday to now, y'all been doing agent behavior, and I hope people is paying attention to it. I hope people's paying attention to it. An agent sends an informant to another group of people's live or environment when they're speaking to see what they're speaking about. And then go back and report what they seen or heard on the live so you can sit your phone up and watch the live as it commences while proceeding to discredit or try to discredit and talk to the people that's watching. That's agent shit, bro. That's straight FBI. I just seen look, bro. That's straight FBI behavior, bro. Feds got the phone tapped. Do you hear me now? You hear me? So come on, man, stop playing. And I've been showing people agent shit. And these be the same people that link up with other folks who don't like us, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Two people who just had words. One person that called this other person all type of rainbow names. And this person that said, called this other person all type of ratchet shit like that. And now they clicking up to say some more shit. Then you got other people inside of that same live who done sat inside of my same live and took notes and learned shit and did research, coming back, doing the same shit, because deep down inside, they always hate Los. They always hated Natural. They always hated O. They always hated B for All. They always hated C3. They always hated Big Prem. They always hated I Got You. They always hated These True, Soul Bacon, and all these other great people before us, and they be hating on Dane Calloway too. The first name that always come out of everybody's mouth, Dane Calloway. Y'all watch him more than us. Y'all watch him more than us. And I know they watch him more than us. Every time he drop a video, they all go over there and watch it. I know they watch him more than us. The last time I watched the Dane Calloway video was probably like 5 months ago. 5-6 months ago. It was the last time I watched the Dane Calloway video. And he wasn't even talking about no Indian stuff on that video. He was talking about agents. And he was talking about Tariq Nasheed and all them. He was talking about Pan-Africans. Come on, man. Come on, bro. I haven't heard this rhetoric until I got on TikTok. That's because you live on a res, nigga. The only time you have encounter with the outside world, outside of the res, is through your phone, through social media, through TV media, through the news, and people telling you this shit. You ain't out here experiencing this shit for real. People been talking about this shit way before Dane was even thought of, like Bobby Hemmett and them. And it was people older than him talking about this stuff. It was people way back in the 1800s and the 1700s that was talking about this same shit. And we know because we get them books and we read these books to people and we show y'all what these people saying. A lot of these people have PhDs and all this type of stuff. But folks still, oh no. Oh, no. No. White man's books. White man ain't the only person that was publishing books back then. And then if we read a dark-skinned brother books, oh, Afrocentric. It ain't no winning. Okay, we can't read the white man book. We can't read the dark man book. What book we need to read? Point us in the source. If we can't read the white man's books and we can't read the dark-skinned man book, what books we need to read? What books we need to read? Holla, bye. Shit, I don't give a fuck. What books we need to read? What books? Point us in the direction. Because if you be like history and scientists, that's still white people. Shit. I mean, come on, man. No, oral history. Man, yeah, oral history is valid. Man, Jesus Christ's oral history. That's somebody else's oral tradition. That shit don't mean nothing. That don't mean it's real. Somebody around the world oral tradition is they live amongst lions and tigers and bears and dragons and oh my and fairy tales and goblins and gargoyles come to life and Super Bowl and crumpets and man, all that shit oral tradition. Is that shit real? Stop playing, man. The same people that be wanting you to use DNA and prove it be the same people that hate when you use the same shit that they talk about. You know what I'm saying? The white man's books. Man, some of y'all, I ain't even gonna say some, a lot of niggas ain't even reading books. Y'all be mad, yo. White man's book. Y'all don't even know the authors of the name. And I just said that, and it's been funny because I done did that plenty of times on live on TikTok where I post a book on the background on the green screen and get to reading. I'm in the middle of the book reading. And people jump in. It's the white man's books. You don't even know who the fuck the author is. I just said for real. I done had a whole melanated man book open up to the middle and I'm reading that bitch. And the motherfucker jump in. It's the white man's book. It's a whole melanated brother. You don't even know the author. You don't even know what nigga look like. You don't hear the white man's book. Like, I didn't have a Hispanic man. I didn't have a Mexican man book. I didn't have a Mexican man's book and reading it. And people still came here. That's the white man's book. And I was like, he's Mexican. It was Mexicans doing this. I was like, he's Mexican. No, he's not original Mexican. He's white Mexican. And now all of a sudden y'all know the difference. Oh, now y'all know the difference, huh? Oh, now y'all know what a white Mexican is, huh? Oh, now y'all know. Man, for real. This is the type of ignorance. This is the type of ignorance that we are encountering in this world. This is why people get the glitching. When we be dropping these gems and having all these sources and all this type of shit, man, people get the glitching real bad when we be dropping them things. Like, boom, boom, boom. Folks thought we was going to run out of sources years ago, and we still bringing in more books, more newspapers, more documentation, more census records, more everything, more facts. we the ones bringing more facts. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. But like I said, people don't understand what Tavistock Institute is. They don't know what social engineering is. They don't know what motion pictures and propaganda is. And like I was running it down, if we all know that the Ashkenazis run Hollywood, and we know that the CIA created Hollywood, who runs the CIA? I'm going to say that again. If we know that the Ashkenazis run Hollywood, and we know that the CIA did Hollywood, who runs the CIA? Come on. Follow it. Follow the propaganda train. It's going to lead you to the water. Follow the propaganda train. It's going to lead you to the water. Every time. This is why if I told you the real history about dude with the funny, oh shit, I ain't on TikTok, I can say this. If I told you the real history and showed you at the same time the real history about Germany and Nazi Germany and all this type of shit like that, you'll be shocked. You've been lied to about that. That's why I told people that dude with funny mustache said he learned everything from Jim Crow. But here's what a lot of people is missing though. Germany had a first Holocaust. And you can get the book called Germany's Black Holocaust. Right? It's a book called Germany's Black Holocaust from 1880 to 1950. The Holocaust that you were taught happened in the middle of it. And it didn't even last that long. So those people that's on that Holocaust documentaries that be telling you all these atrocious things, it didn't happen to them. Some of them who did go into the concentration camp, when they went in, because they was getting right the fuck back out, because again, they wasn't in there that long, remember? They wasn't in there that long. They telling y'all the melanated Germans Holocaust. And and they took it and they used it as their sympathy story, and they're playing on everybody's emotions. These people aren't as pure as people think they are. But I ain't gonna go too deep down that rabbit hole right there. I'll let y'all figure it out. But they lied to y'all. They lied to y'all big time. They lied to y'all big time, man, about everything, and even you. Even you. Even about what is melanin. They lied to you about that. Our people, especially melanated beings, we don't know the benefits of melanin. We don't know that melanin is 600 a gram. We don't understand that melanin conducts electricity and your body is 80% water. So if your melanin is conducting electricity and your body is like 70 to 80% water, and water also helps conduct electricity, and water holds memory, and you don't understand that you are an electromagnetic energy being, carbonated, you won't understand your full potential inside of this matrix. You have the ability to literally craft and create your own reality and manipulate energy and shit like this. But they detached you from who you really was. All this Indian shit, that shit cool. That shit fun. You know, it plays a part. But at the root of everything, electromagnetic carbon beings that can manipulate energy, yeah, that's something totally different. But they disconnect you from source when they started disconnecting source. Okay? When they start taking the female trees out, and now you just got majority male trees, you know, and you got allergies and shit now. You ain't never had allergies. You ain't never read no old books where people had allergies. That's something fairly new. Okay, peep game. You know what I'm saying? They start polluting the air. They start chopping down the trees. They start putting fluoride in the water. They start doing all this type of stuff. They start giving you GMO food. They start giving you lab grown meat. They start giving you just injections when you coming out of the womb. They start doing all of this type of stuff to contain who you truly are. Little spurts of your powers manifest every now and then, knowingly or unknowingly. You walking down the street, you know, you ain't got $1 to your pocket. Damn, bro, I wish I had me a few bones in my pocket. And you step and you look down, that's a whole $20 bill right there. Just out of thin air. 1,000 people that walk past that bitch all day. 1,000 people that walk past that bitch all day, if it was even there. And then boom, that bitch just manifests. Damn, boy, I needed this. Man, I ain't had shit in my pocket. And you know what I'm saying? You manifest that shit. You manipulated the energy. You taught the source. You became one to bring it into the existence from your mind. Your brain is the strongest thing. They created a supercomputer off your shit. And that's why it's called COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program. You gotta counter the intelligence of the population, which means if you're countering the intelligence of the population, you're literally dumbing them down on purpose. And if you don't understand that shit, you cannot talk to me about no American Indian history. If you don't understand that shit, you can't talk to me about nothing in history that's dealing with an ethnocide of my people. If you don't understand that shit, if you don't understand that, it said fix your lashes. What's wrong with my lashes? I don't know what's wrong with my lashes, but you know what I'm saying? If you don't understand none of that shit, man, you have no right to say that we wrong about anything. Because majority of everything that you know was told to you. It was told to you. Everything you know was told to you. Since you hopped out the womb. Since you hopped out the womb, man. on in a minute. Said mod me. I got you. Oh man, we doing that. Oh, we got a troll in here. You modded. A lot of trolls in here from TikTok. Shout out to y'all. I knew y'all was gonna come over here. Appreciate those views. Yeah. He said, I don't understand why they don't see the relationship in the Holocaust and our people are the same actions they did. The same, yeah, it's the same thing, and it happened in the same time frame simultaneously. It happened in the same time frame simultaneously. You had the German Black Holocaust of 1880, and you had the 100 years of lynching going on. 10 years after that, 1890. You know what I'm saying? He said you can't join, can you? I ain't tried. Let's see. Oh, let me see. Oh, that ain't it. Nah, I can't. Shit, it was just on there the other day. I don't know. I have to go back into it. I have to go back into it. But shit, you can walk me through how to set up it on Zoom and stuff. Cause I don't know how to do that on Zoom. But shit, whenever you get time, or whenever I get time today, you can set up a Zoom and start doing it like that too. Say America don't help nobody for free. We don't need America help. Said that's or doing yeah, you know, you gotta keep everything original. Keep everything original. You know what I'm saying? It's some different type of trolls on here. For real, there's different type of trolls on here, boy. They be on this motherfucker crazy. They like, okay, bye. Oh man, experiment on people, yup. They clone Tyrone. Put it right there in your face. Well, they put it in their faces. We already knew they was experimenting on us. Yeah, they cloned Tyrone. They put it right there in our faces. That's why they call it the projects. They call us urban Indians, and they call us urban Indians, and they threw us in the projects. I'm gonna say that again. They call us urban Indians, and they threw us in the projects. Tuskegee is a tribe. Tuskegee experiments. All right, connect the dots in the timelines. Cause ain't nobody else going through the type of stuff that we was going through in history. Not at the extent. I'm talking about here in America. A mashik. A mashika. They are classified as Indians as well. He said they sneaky as fuck. He said they the same ones, yup. Man, they sneaky as hell. So they call us urban Indians. Urban Indians. We are an often overlooked population. Said we had to have this border with Boris. I guess so. I don't know what could be good. 1-on-1. We in here synchronized. But they call it Indians though. You could look up this term and definition. You can look up that term and definition if you want to. And it says that we are an often overlooked population. So often means all the damn time. Overlooked population. Which means some are accounted for, some are not accounted for. And you'll be surprised that the total number of urban Indians that live in urban areas are 71% on average in most areas. California and New York has the largest number of urban Indians. And I keep saying urban for a reason, because urban. When you look up urban, all right. we know what that is. We already know what urban is. If you don't know what urban is, just research it on your own time, cause we ain't gotta go down there. I mean, if you melanated like me, you should know what urban is. You should know what urban is. Yeah, freedmen is a broad term. Freedmen don't just necessarily mean melanated people or Africans. Freedmen was even white people. It was white people that was classified as freedmen, because a lot of them was indentured servants who bought their freedom. You know, some of them was actual slaves, because people don't understand what octoroons are, quadroons. People don't understand that back then there was no race, so it was more about religious. It was religious takeover. So you would be enslaved by whatever religion you was. You know, Christians enslaved Muslims, Muslims enslaved Christians, and all this other type of stuff. So all that type of shit was going on back then too. So man, a freedman could have been any racially demographic group of people. But people don't understand it. Yeah. A lot of Irish would be freedmen's. A lot of Irish would be freedmen's. They say that, but they Chiefs white. He said, what is race, classism, and royalism? All social constructs. Everything you name is a social construct. But people don't know this though. No matter how much we try to tell them, they brains cannot grasp that. They cannot grasp that. And even when we tell them the sources and documents and the laws and all this other type of stuff, they don't read them. They don't read them. For real, we done gave them books on books on books, documentation on top of documentation, articles, all this type of shit. All this type of stuff. And they don't read it. But they wake up the next day and hop on live and try to say that we don't teach people. What kind of delusional insanity are you talking about? If you're running for office, I'd rather vote for Biden again. Because, Lord, I'm just saying. But that's why I tell my people, we just going to keep killing them with information. We going to keep killing them with information. We've been dropping so much information, they can't keep up. That's why they haven't cracked open the book, because they have to start at square one, because they ain't never cracked open the book since we gave them books. All right? So they have to start at square one while we already damn near done building the mansion. They still trying to put the flow together. So if I feel them, they don't feel like reading. They don't feel like playing catch up because they so far behind. But you ain't got no right to say that people ain't teaching people, ain't enlightening folks. We done had so many youth come to the panel, tap in and do their genealogy and give us thanks and everything like that. And we big steppers of this shit. We've been doing it for a while. We've been doing it for a grip. A lot of us is TikTok's most wanted, not because we look good, not because we talk good as a bitch. We are TikTok's most wanted because we rough, raw, and rugged, and we gonna give it to you like an uppercut to the chin, nigga. And y'all gonna have to take it. Gonna have to take it. You gonna have to take these jabs. Y'all better learn how to shoulder roll. Y'all, hey, look, y'all better go watch Floyd Mayweather. You better learn how to shoulder roll because we still throwing jabs. We still throwing books. Y'all niggas better learn how to shoulder roll and counter. Y'all niggas, I'm still waiting on that counter. You know what I'm saying? We still hitting you with them. We out here like Mike Tyson on these niggas. You know what I'm saying? That boy Natural got on there yesterday with some nigga named Savage. Took him out like Mike Tyson. 1 minute. This nigga said phenotype means blood. Natural said, get off my panel, nigga. What you talking about, bro? Mike Tyson. Stop sending the flunkies. Send us Dr. Omar Johnson, nigga. Send us Tyreek. I'm done messing with some of these low-level ass people, man. Send us the big steppers. What Conscious Lee at? He been running from Los for 2 years. Where he at? They leaving y'all hanging because they know Pan-Africanism is dead. They know Pan-Africanism is dead. They leaving y'all hanging. They leaving y'all hanging. All of our big steppers still here with us. Shout out to Soul Bacon. Shout out to Day Dilla. Shout out to D's True. Shout out to the Real Kush Day. Whether y'all like him or not, he be dropping some good shit. Dane still here stepping. Kui Mayo here still stepping. Big stepping. We still talking the same talk that we all been talking. It's Pan-Africans that's starting to retract their statements. Dr. Omar Johnson starting to change. Oh my God, it was people here before slavery. He's starting to change his narrative. Tyreek can start changing his narrative. Pan-Africanism is dead. Man, Bobby Hemming and them proud of us, man. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Our ancestors is damn proud. They thought that they ethnocided Mississippians. Man, we still here. And we still rebels. Whether you like it or not, nigga. For real. Talking about if I want to end Los, all I got to do is make videos. You can't end Los. You can't end Natural and none of us. That requires information, sources, and knowledge. Some shit that y'all don't do. that requires reading. That requires reading. That requires teaching. That requires becoming a big stepper and being controversial with knowledge. All y'all gonna do that's that King Kong. What's that? What's that in the Slayer? That's that King Kong. All they gonna do is keep putting my picture up and Tia's picture up for the next few days, maybe for the next few weeks, because they ain't got shit else to talk about but us. I'm about to give y'all a rundown. This how I know agents, because agents are predictable once you do COINTELPRO. So they're gonna spend the next few days, maybe a week or two, with my face and Tia face up though. And first they're gonna be talking about some bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with some information. Then they're gonna try to pull up some type of documentation to debunk us, but all they're gonna do is pull up modern ass eugenics papers that's been regurgitated, that ain't backed by science or nothing like that, like they be saying. And then they're gonna go back to talking shit about us, right? Because that's all that they half-ass good at, is talking shit, and they can't even do that right. So they're gonna keep doing that. So this process, what I'm just telling y'all, is called discrediting valuable information to the public. First, so there's 4 steps of COINTELPRO. First, you want to neutralize them. Then you want to stop the ones who can electrify and spark the community and stop the rise of the messiahs. Okay? Another step is discrediting, which is part of neutralizing. So you want to discredit the conscious movement, but you have to discredit them to the white community, the black community, the native community, the Pan-African community. This is why you see all those communities on one panel trying to discredit the conscious community, because it's literally COINTELPRO. Literally, step by step. So this is a whole COINTELPRO program that they're doing. Because at one point in time, which not that long ago in time, all those people was just in our lives giving us props. Oh yeah, you know, Los got books, Natural got knowledge. Everybody was giving us props. But then we seen some fake shit and we called out the fake shit. Now all of a sudden, they don't teach nothing. They don't show no sources. COINTELPRO, bots. They got the glitching and shit. You know, when you expose bullshit happens. So they're going to do a whole COINTELPRO propaganda smear campaign for the next I give it about 2 weeks. Because most people that get triggered by us, they carry shit on for months. I mean, they carry shit on for months. And God letting them still mad that I read. He's still mad. That's the reason why God is really mad at me. For y'all that want to know, that's the reason why he mad. Because I read books. I'm just saying, Los, you pick your face about the books. You can't always read. That shit don't do nothing. Nick. Fucking robot. Glitching and shit. And NPCs. Alright? So, pay attention. Because agents display agent behavior. And everything that they do, mind, body, and soul, and actions will be of agent shit. So just watch that. And when y'all see these agents and you spot these agents, stand clear of these agents. Block these agents. Don't even go to the live and support these agents, because a lot of them need us to get their shit out. I'm going to say that again. A lot of them need us to get their shit out. Man, we got Brown Girl Pride up to 10K. When I first seen Brown Girl Pride and encounter her, she was at like 3,000. Just in 1 year of going back and forth with this girl and her neighbors, she then went up to 10K. Platform got woo. You know what I'm saying? Everybody build a platform off of us. You know what I'm saying? Alright, cool, be easy. Everybody build a platform off of us. Stop giving them the energy. Watch them just wither away and disappear with the rest of them that we don't hear about anymore. And just continue giving people information, more knowledge, more spiritual guidance, more herbal healing, more CIA documents, more helping people find their ancestor and who they are, and more reconnecting with the Mississippian culture that we know that we come from. If information is making them mad, just keep giving them information. You understand me? But you know, hey, it is what it is. But they gonna sit here and say that, Los spent a whole hour talking about us. No, I didn't. Because I talked about social engineering. I talked about COINTELPRO. I talked about Tuskegees. I talked about Indians. I talked about Mississippian culture. I talked about urban Indians. And I talked about a whole lot of other things. So rewind it and rewatch it if you missed it. Let my tablet charge up, my phone charge up. I gotta walk to the store, get ready to go to work. I appreciate y'all for tuning into my live. Y'all know it's always love at any platform that y'all tune into. You know what I'm saying? Both of my pages in TikTok jail, so we're gonna be right here on YouTube until next week, because both of them don't get out to the 13th, which is next week. So we're gonna be right here on YouTube getting it in, and I'll probably get on 2.0 here and there. So with that being said, man, y'all be easy. Watch out for these agents. Protect y'all energy and keep stepping on them with knowledge, man. Because knowledge is power.